From TSA PreCheck to Global Entry to Clear, most travelers don't realize that these programs do completely different things, and then they end up wasting money by choosing the wrong one. In today's video, I'm breaking down exactly how each program works, what they cost, and most importantly, which one is going to actually be worth your money. Before we dive into the details, let's first quickly compare these three programs so you can see their key differences at a glance. TSA PreCheck is a government program that allows low-risk travelers to experience expedited security screenings at participating U.S. airport checkpoints for domestic and international travel. Global Entry is a government program that allows members to bypass long custom lines when returning to the U.S. from international travel. Clear is a private program that utilizes biometric technology, including fingerprint scanning and facial recognition, to speed up airport security checks, providing a separate, faster security lane for its members. Now we can dive into the specifics of each program, including what the application process is like, how much each costs, some little-known discounts you might be eligible for, and common mistakes to avoid if you are considering signing up. Let's start with TSA PreCheck, which is expedited security screening at U.S. airports. TSA PreCheck is for U.S. citizens, nationals, and lawful permanent residents. When you're at the airport, you'll see a regular security line and a TSA PreCheck line, and while the PreCheck line is usually shorter, the benefits go beyond just saving time. With PreCheck, you can usually keep your shoes on, leave laptops and other large electronic devices in your bag, keep your light jacket on, leave liquids packed away, and even skip things like removing your belt. The cost is $78 to $85 for 5 years, depending on the enrollment provider that you choose to sign up with, which makes it about $15 per year. It's also good to know that children under the age of 12 can use PreCheck lanes when they're traveling with an enrolled parent. The process to apply for TSA PreCheck is also quite straightforward. You'll start by applying online and scheduling an appointment at one of the 500 enrollment centers. Some centers are even located in places you might not expect, like Staples stores, making it super convenient. For your appointment, you will need to bring a valid passport or driver's license, proof of U.S. citizenship, such as your birth certificate, as well as payment for the application fee. Keep an eye out for TSA PreCheck scam websites that will ask you for the application fee to be paid online before your appointment. No payment should be made online, so this is definitely a red flag. The appointment itself usually takes about 10 minutes, where they'll verify your documents, take your fingerprints, and run a background check. Most travelers get approved within 3 to 7 days, though apparently it can take up to 60 days. It's important to be completely honest on your application, since even minor discrepancies can cause delays or denial, and so can incomplete documentation and certain criminal offenses. And here's something that many travelers don't realize. If you are considering getting TSA PreCheck, you might want to skip it altogether and just get Global Entry instead. Let me explain. Global Entry is completely different from PreCheck since it's designed for international travel, specifically when you're returning to the US. Global Entry is for US citizens, lawful permanent residents, as well as citizens from select partner countries. Instead of waiting in long immigration lines after an international flight, you'll use a Global Entry kiosk that takes your photo and gets you through the immigration process in seconds. Here's a key point that you don't want to miss. Global Entry actually includes TSA PreCheck. That means for just $120 for 5 years, which is about $40 more than PreCheck alone, you will get both the expedited international arrival benefits of Global Entry as well as the TSA PreCheck security benefits. This is exactly why, if you plan to take at least one international flight in the next 5 years, you might as well skip TSA PreCheck and just get Global Entry. Now, there is one thing to consider with Global Entry, which is that the application process is a little bit more extensive than PreCheck. To complete the application process, you will need to bring with you to your appointment a valid passport, as well as one additional form of identification, such as a driver's license or ID card. And if you are a lawful permanent resident, then you must present your machine-readable permanent resident card. You will also need to pay a $120 one-time fee, which is required with your Global Entry application, and it must be paid at the time of the application submission through the Trusted Traveler Program system. This fee is non-refundable, even if the application is denied. While TSA PreCheck interviews are usually available within weeks at convenient locations like Staples, Global entry appointments can take 6 to 12 months to schedule due to limited enrollment centers. If you have international travel coming up, you might want to get TSA PreCheck first and then upgrade to global entry later when you have more time. Or you could consider the Enrollment on Arrival hack. You're welcome. Enrollment on Arrival is a great option if you are returning from an international trip, since you can complete your interview right at the airport immigration area with no appointment needed. Keep an eye out for signs or ask an airport staff member about global entry enrollment on arrival. Two other important things to note about global entry is that each family member over 18 years old is going to need their own global entry membership in order to get the benefits. The second important thing to know is that the $120 application fee is non-refundable even if you are denied, and you can be denied for things like certain criminal history or even previous travel to specific countries. Let us know down in the comments if you already use or if you plan to get either Global Entry, TSA PreCheck, or Clear, which we will dive into next. But before we move on to Clear, there is one more government program worth mentioning: Nexus. If you are a US or Canadian citizen or permanent resident and you travel between the US and Canada, Nexus might be your best option. For 120 USD for 5 years, which is the same price as Global Entry, you get expedited border crossings into both Canada and the United States by air, land, and boat, plus it includes TSA PreCheck benefits. The main difference is going to be the interview process. You'll need to visit a Nexus Enrollment Center, which are located at various US-Canada border crossings, since both Canadian and American border officials need to approve your application. One bonus is that children under 18 get Nexus for free when applying with a parent. So if you do qualify and Canada is part of your travel plans, Nexus gives you more border crossing options for the same price as Global Entry. The third program that we need to talk about is Clear, which is completely different from PreCheck and Global Entry. It's not a government program. It's a private company that lets you skip the ID check line using biometric scanning technology. Here's how Clear works. You scan your eyes or fingerprints at a Clear kiosk. A Clear ambassador then escorts you to the front of the security line. You will still go through the actual security screening as usual. This is key since it shows you that all Clear actually does is let you skip the ID check line. So you will still need to get TSA PreCheck if you want other security benefits, such as the ability to keep your shoes on and keep your laptops and liquids tucked away in your bag. Clear costs $199 per year, not for 5 years like PreCheck and Global Entry, making it significantly more expensive. Enrollment takes about 5 minutes and it can be done right at the airport. It's also going to be available to pretty much anyone regardless of citizenship or residency. You'll complete your enrollment after having a scan of your eyes and your fingerprints done, as well as a check of your ID and a payment of the fee. Before you go out and pay for anything, it is good to know if you can get a discount on any of these services, or possibly if you can even get them for free. Check your credit card benefits, since several credit cards, including American Express Platinum and Capital One Venture, offer statement credits for Global Entry and PreCheck. By joining Delta Sky Miles or United Mileage Plus, even at the basic free tier, you can get discounts on Clear membership. If you achieve Delta Diamond Medallion status or United Airlines 1K Premier status, you will also be eligible for a free Clear membership. The most powerful combination is going to be getting a Clear membership as well as a Global Entry membership, since it's going to include PreCheck as well. This way, you will end up skipping both the ID check and get an expedited screening process. But even with these discounts, you'll need to decide based on your own travel if it's going to be worth the cost. Before we get into a summary and a recommendation on which program is best for you, there are 3 key mistakes that travelers keep on making that is leading to disappointment and wasted money. Don't assume that all airports have these services available. While PreCheck is available at over 200 airports across the US, Clear is much more limited. So always check if your home airport actually has Clear before you pay the enrollment fee. The second thing some travelers get wrong is not recognizing that during peak travel times, even the TSA PreCheck line can be long, although it is still usually going to move faster than a regular security checkpoint. And third, even if you pay for TSA PreCheck benefits, you won't always get them. PreCheck is not guaranteed. The security screening process is random and variable by design to keep the bad guys guessing, and sometimes you will still need to do things, even in the PreCheck line, like remove your electronics and take off your shoes as you go through the checkpoint. Now that you have all the information on TSA PreCheck, Global Entry, and Clear, let's get down to what you actually want to know. Which one is going to be worth your money based on your travel habits? Global entry is ideal for international travelers since it includes TSA PreCheck. So if you travel internationally, even just once a year, get global entry. Global entry is also a way for some non US citizens and residents to get access to TSA PreCheck benefits. If you mostly fly domestic from major airports and you might take an international flight in the next 5 years, I would still say that global entry is going to be your best value. Clear is best for frequent flyers at airports where it's available. So if you fly at least 10 times a year from an airport that has Clear, consider adding a Clear membership to your global entry membership. If you fly less than a couple times per year domestically or internationally, and you don't get any of these programs for free through something like a credit card, then it might not be worth it to pay for any of them. Ollie is obviously very bored by this conversation, so let's wrap things up. But first, for anyone that does have an international flight, one more tip if you decide not to get global entry would be to look into the Mobile Passport app. It's free and available at dozens of airports in the US, and it can often get you through the immigration line faster. If you plan to use the Mobile Passport app to speed through security, remember that you'll need a data or Wi Fi connection. If you are using airport Wi Fi, you'll definitely want to check out today's video partner, NordVPN, and download the app to your device. When you connect to public Wi Fi at airports, hotels, or even cafes, anyone else that is on the network could potentially see what you're doing online and get access to your passwords, your credit card details, and even your travel documents. If you are traveling frequently enough to be considering a program like TSA PreCheck or Global Entry, then you should absolutely be putting steps in place to protect your data while you're on the go. NordVPN encrypts your connection, so even on the sketchiest of airport Wi Fi, everything that you do online is going to stay private and secure. As someone who stores payment methods and passwords on my devices, I would never risk connecting to public Wi Fi without taking 2 seconds to activate NordVPN first. It's honestly a no brainer, especially with plans that cover up to 10 different devices for the price of a single cup of coffee each month. Check out the link in the description or go to nordvpn.com/Megan to get a special discount on your NordVPN subscription before your next trip. I'll also link to all the security programs that we discussed in the video description, as well as a video walking you through exactly what to expect at TSA checkpoints the next time you fly. There are a lot of changes rolling out, and you do not want to show up at the airport unprepared. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join us back for more travel tips and hacks each week, and I will see you in that next video soon. Bye.